How to initiate mutual divorce without escalating psychological damage. This is not communication coaching. It is not relationship advice. This is a psychiatric containment protocol for initiating divorce without triggering defensive collapse, emotional retaliation, or long term psychological injury. Divorce initiation is not processed by logic or language first, it is processed by the nervous system. When separation is introduced without containment, the mind enters threat defense mode. Once that occurs, cooperation becomes impossible. The material explains how to introduce divorce in a way that limits nervous system escalation and preserves the possibility of mutual resolution. This is not about making someone agree, it is about preventing damage. Preparing a partner creates anticipatory trauma. Gradual hinting produces psychological destabilization. Many individuals attempt to prepare their spouse through hints, emotional softening, reassurance, or partial disclosures. Clinically, this does not reduce shock, it creates anticipatory trauma. The partner senses an undefined threat without resolution or agency. Anxiety rises, suspicion increases, attachment vigilance activates. By the time the divorce is stated, the nervous system is already deregulated. Why it happens? The brain reacts to implication faster than information. The limbic system detects pattern deviation before conscious understanding forms. Unclear signals are interpreted as danger. The brain fills gaps with worst case projections. This prolonged pre-activation produces stronger defensive reaction than a single contained disclosure. Single event initiation protocol. A microaction. Initiation must occur as one contained event, not a process. Protocol. No prior hinting, no emotional testing, no soft launches. The first time divorce is mentioned must be the full statement, delivered once. No previews, no conditioning. Why this works? A single event disclosure limits the duration of nervous system activation. Threat rises sharply but briefly, rather than moderately but chronically. Short activation is recoverable, prolonged anticipation is not. Gradual hinting creates anticipatory trauma. Ambiguity activates threat system. Anxiety escalates before clarity. Single event disclosure limits damage. Containment requires decisiveness. Divorce initiation is a threat event, not a dialogue. Expecting reason produces escalation. Many initiate divorce expecting discussion, explanation, or mutual reasoning. This expectation fails because the partner is not neurologically available for dialogue at that moment. Attempts to explain are heard as attack. Justification is heard as blame. Why it happens? Prefrontal shutdown under attachment threat. Divorce threatens attachment security, identity continuity, future predictability. This activates the amygdala, the prefrontal cortex temporarily disengages. Reasoning capacity is reduced. Defensive reflexes dominate. Microaction Declarative initiation frame. The initiation must be declarative, not explanatory. Structure: one clear sentence stating the decision. No reasons, no history, no emotional processing. Then silence. Do not fill the space. How this works. Explanation during threat, increase cognitive load, and defensive interpretation. Silence allows the nervous system to begin self regulation. Containment is created by restraint. Divorce initiation is a threat event. Reasoning capacity drops. Explanation escalates defense. Declarative statements contain damage. Silence supports regulation. Reassurance activates attachment, pain, not safety. Comfort language produces emotional whiplash. Statements like, I still care, I don't want to hurt you. This does not erase what we had. These are often used to reduce pain. Clinically, they intensify it. Why it happens? Attachment system react to mixed signals. Care language keeps attachment activated while separation is introduced. The nervous system receives two opposing signals simultaneously. Bond remains, bond is ending. This produces protest, bargaining, and escalation. A microaction, attachment neutrality directive. During initiation and immediately after, no reassurance, no future oriented care, no emotional soothing, neutral presence only. Containment over comfort. Why this works? Attachment systems calm faster when signals are consistent. Neutrality prevents repeated activation cycles and shortens the protest phase. Reassurance confuses attachment systems. Mixed signals intensify distress. Comfort prolongs protest. Neutrality stabilizes faster. Consistency reduces pain. Timing controls damage more than wording. Poor timing amplifies psychological injury. Initiating during illness, crisis, financial stress, or family upheaval multiplies threat perception. The same words cause more damage when baseline stress is high. Why it happens? Stress load determines threat tolerance. The nervous system has limited capacity. When multiple stressors coexist, any additional threat overwhelms regulation system. Low load window selection. Initiate only when no acute illness, no major external crisis, no immediate deadlines. Neutral periods are not avoidance, they are containment strategy. Why this works? Lower baseline stress allows faster recovery from threat activation. This preserves the possibility of cooperation later. Timing multiplies or reduces damage. High stress lowers tolerance. Neutral window protects regulation. Poor timing escalates injury. Context matters clinically. Mutual divorce cannot be engineered through persuasion. Seeking agreement creates power struggle. Attempts to convince, reason, or negotiate consent activate resistance. Agreement obtained under pressure collapses later. Why it happens? Psychological readiness is not transferable. Readiness emerges internally. It cannot be imported through logic or care. Pressure delays readiness by activating autonomy defense. Parallel processing protocol, a microaction. After initiation, state your position once. Withdraw from persuasion. Allow independent processing time. No chasing agreement. Why this works? Autonomy reduces resistance. Mutual decision emerge only after both systems stabilize independently. Persuasion creates resistance. Readiness cannot be transferred. Pressure delays agreement. Parallel processing stabilizes outcomes. Space enables consent. Structure, not emotion, determines the final outcome. Emotional processing without structure prolongs chaos. Open ended conversations, emotional check ins, and unstructured contact keep threat systems active. Why it happens? The nervous system learns from patterns. Intentions do not regulate behavior, patterns do. Unstructured interaction reinforces volatility. A microaction, post initiation structural containment. Immediately introduce communication limit, functional topics only, third party mediation or legal framework. Structure replaces negotiation. Why this works? Structure reduces ambiguity. Reduced ambiguity lowers threat activation and accelerates psychological stabilization. Emotion alone cannot regulate separation. Patterns shape nervous system response. Unstructured contact sustains chaos. Structure creates predictability. Stability follows containment. Mutual divorce is not created through empathy alone. It emerges through containment. When separation is introduced clearly, without ambiguity, reassurance, or persuasion, psychological damage is minimized. Trying to make it painless often make it destructive. Containment is not cruelty, it is responsibility applied correctly.